Hello everybody and welcome back. What a stunning, lovely day this is. So we are on the Sunday before this amazing sunny week that's coming ahead. And I've popped down here to do another beer review from the amazing Brew 61. The family-run brewery, run on a farm, started as a hobby. I'm not going to go into every single one. If you've watched the other videos, you'll sort of know. But anyway, all these beers I am going to go into have been gifted to us by Brew 61. Myself and many others, and I said I'm going to review every single one of these beers. Now, there is music playing in the background over the other side, so I'm just going to turn my noise cancellation off here to make sure that it doesn't get picked up by YouTube when it goes onto YouTube. I don't think Instagram mind too much, but with YouTube, they put copyrights on, and it doesn't matter because I'm not getting paid for YouTube or anything like that. But I just don't want to be seen to be having like being in trouble with YouTube or whatever. But anyway, it's a beautiful day for a lovely, cold, crisp lager. Now, this has been in the it doesn't feel ice cold at all because it's been in the sort of like the fridge that I keep things not ice cold, but the coldness that I sort of like. So it does say best served chilled. It doesn't say best served ice cold, and this is a malty lager. So I don't want it. I want it cold, but I don't want it ice cold. Personally, for me. Beautiful, beautiful pour. Lovely looking, beautiful golden colour lager. Absolutely stunning. The glass is starting to condensate up, so it's cold enough for that. Lovely white head. Look at the carbonation on that. Wow, look at this fine bubbles chasing up the glass there. That looks absolutely. Oh, it smells. I can smell it from here. That's the real sight. Every single one of these beers. I'm on my third one now, the third in the series of reviewing all these beers. Every one that I've popped open, I can smell. Oh, now when it comes to lager and British brewed lager, you know there is some stunners out there, and there obviously is some not so stunners. I love a multi lager, so I'm looking at that and I can smell it. I think it's going to be a stunner. Oh, do you know what? Now that has got. Now I'm going to quote Braybrook Brewery here. That has got the quality of the lager producer Braybrook Brewery, which is local to me. They only produce lagers. Um, that smells absolutely delicious. Right, cheers everybody. Let's get into this. Cheers. That's good. Oh, that is good. Oh, that's a lovely multi lager. Spicy as well. Oh, it's like a bit. It's almost a bit. Oh my god. Now that's sort of like sitting and lingering there. That's got German beer quality of it. That has got like that's a quality lager. That has got a beautiful mouthfeel. Brew 61, I've got to say, I'm pretty impressed. Wow. I sort of don't want to edit these videos because, like, but I do edit out when I'm sort of like just playing with the beer in on my taste buds, and that's spicy. That really has got a nice spiciness from the hops there, and lovely malty background. Now, I've not got my glasses on, I've got my sunglasses on, as you obviously can see. But it says on here, so I've got to hold it way over there. The malts that they're using are the Marisotta biscuit malt, that Caragold. Now, it's funny because I was talking about caramel taste. So Caragold, and the torrefied wheat again, which obviously the torrefied wheat seems to be popular. So all three beers, I'm not looking at the others until I review them. All three beers that I've done, this is the third one, obviously, have got that torrefied wheat in. In the best bitter, it gave a little. I actually got a little bit of nuttiness from it, and I think you do get that from that. If there's, it's not really a malted wheat, I don't think. Um, it leaves my head, the information about it, but I just know it's there. It gives like mouthfeel, head retention. The best way to respect these greatly crafted beers is to make sure your glasses are really, really clean. So as you know, I regenerate my glasses often, and I even do them as a single glass. You've got to be careful with the amount you put in because it can leave a bit of a residue if you don't rinse it out properly. But I love the salt method with the warm water and a very clean bottle brush. You know, once that bottle brush gets contaminated, chuck it away. It's not worth it. Once you start seeing, and I did see the other day when I've been doing it, just slight little nucleation points. So warm salt water, loads of rinsing. So, and also there's another method, the vanish, which I was recommended by a YouTuber, and that does work. But honestly, you've got it's a pinch, like a pinch of salt, and then it does leave residue. But the bottle brush and a bit of salt afterwards, perfectly clean glass, and then the perfectly lovely crafted beer that people have done. Um, Make sure that the head retention stays and you don't lose it. The other things that could make the head retention go is if you're eating snacks, you're eating crisp, greasy sort of like crisps and things like that. Once you get your mouth up to the glass, that can get into the glass, get into the beer, and the grease can start cleaning the beer. This is one of those. I can taste that Cara Gold. I can taste some caramel flavors in beers. Really do hit me hard. Um, this really does remind me of a very well put together German beer. It's got that spiciness and that maltiness of like almost like an Oktoberfest beer. I'm just trying to think what it reminds me of. Tim's probably saying it reminds you of my lager that I brewed. But at the end of the day, we always compare, don't we? We always compare lagers to those that the Germans can do, the Czech style pilsners, things like that. But whenever I get sort of like a really nice malty lager like this with a bit of spice in it, a little bit of like um, slight bitterness, just a very slight bitter. It's not overly bitter, but then I talk about this. My palate is very, I can drink a beer that I think is not very bitter, and somebody's gone, whoa, that's very bitter. It's just well balanced. It's just really nice. It's absolutely beautiful, and it's got all them qualities of a lager brewed by, say, Braybrook Brewery, Utopian. Tim started this as a hobby. So they've got the farm. They call all the beers after things. So probably the Golden Fleece Lager. I'm not really researched. It's probably named after their sheep. If they've got some sheep on the farm, I would definitely just check them out. I'm not going to be here to be relied on to give you all the information. I want you to go and check them out. I want you to watch this, think, oh, that sounds interesting, and go and check them out. Look on their website. They're very easy to find. Just type in Brew 61 in Google, you'll find them straight away, and go and read their story about the farm and what they do on the farm and how the brewery started and yeah, it's just fantastic that they're sustainable as well. I'm just thinking like they're in Worcestershire, I think, ain't they? So the water's probably nice, and that. But I would imagine that they do that, whatever that big word is, that ostomotomy, where you can basically reset the water. Clever breweries do that. They can reset the water, basically just strip it of everything and reset it, and then they can add and pH it to themselves to get. Don't get me wrong. I'm not talking like I know what I'm talking about. I'm just talking from talking to people who do know what they're talking about, like Brew a bit Rick, my friend over there at Woodall Spa, and as Tim started brewing for a hobby, and then it's got into supplying, to pubs, and this is available, I think, in keg as well. So it said a fresh and crisp craft lager with malt unto available in 300 ml bottle and cask. Oh, amazing! Wow. So, like I say, it's leaving itself on the glass. It is absolutely delicious. It's got good, great head retention up all the way down to the last sip, nearly. malty, spicy. There's definitely that biscuity malt there as well, which it says. They've got the Maris Ultra Extra Pale Lager Malt. Yeah, lager malts obviously, Caragol, but there is a biscuity nuts about it as well in there. That's probably coming from the Marisotta. It is. The more you sort of like, more you take it on board, the more you get that all them flavors coming through, and then you realise that it's gone, and you're very disappointed because you got another one. But once I've reviewed all these beers, I'll be ticking my favourites, which is a bit difficult at the minute because I've had the Brambling Best, have I had the Grazing Girls? Yeah, the Grazing Girls, and I've had this, and they're all my favourites. So yeah, I get the feeling one of these beers in this range that I'm reviewing could be a beer of the year in a category. You know, I'm thinking about my beers of the year in certain categories, and yeah, these are brewing some good beer, and I'm looking forward to the next one. Right, thank you very much for watching on this sunny day. I'm going to come back in a bit and do the next one. So yeah, and enjoy the beers. It's the one thing that's bugging me a little bit is I want to crack them all open and drink them and just enjoy them on this lovely sunny afternoon, but I want to review every single one, so I've got to stop myself. Speno, don't drink the beers. Make sure you film them. Right. Anyway, thanks ever so much for watching. Those of you who are watching on Instagram, yeah, 11 minutes of Spenowaffle. Those of you who are watching on YouTube, yeah, you're thinking, crikey, only 11 minutes of waffle. Cheers, everybody.